Thanks for joining us for another episode of Recovery Road.
Oftentimes people ask us what makes treatment work. What does it feel like to be somebody walking in a group room or a counseling session, and how is this going to be effective for me? We don't anticipate that every single person that walks into the room is going to be ready and raring to go and excited about therapy. It's a challenge for us just as well as it is to the individual coming in for services. It's a tenuous balance. It's a walk between what you're willing to do and what we're able to provide to you as an individual needing services. Addiction develops over time. So one of the things that we try to do is form a relationship with you. Be that person that is non-judgmental, is going to listen to you and hear you, so that you can take the time you need to physically reduce your dependence on the substance, which allows your mind to be free enough to hear some of the education we have to offer.
Recovery is really a holistic process, so it's important to work on treating the whole person. And the relationship, once you have that established with your counselor, you can then start to address some of the other issues that are going on for you. There is definitely a physical component to addiction recovery, and you need to give yourself time to rest and recuperate from the substance use.
Many individuals, as they're actively using, can't even fathom putting down the substance. And as they're starting to become less dependent, less active use, the brain starts to free up, the mind becomes more clear. So education and support is something that, for the first time, can really be heard and applied to the individual in your story. And understand some of the things that led to you using in the first place, and then we can actively support you in that and helping you make some positive changes. Looking at relationships, your environment, sometimes it may be even looking at where you work, where you live, and understanding how those things may be triggering to you and assisting you in being addicted rather than in recovery.
A common term that you'll hear is using your coping skills, and what that really means is learning how to identify the things that trigger your addiction, some of the uncomfortable emotions that you might be dealing with, and how do you cope with those. And you can work with your counselor and work with other group members and other facilitators to get an understanding of what works best for you.
We talk about treatment being a holistic approach, and spirituality is a part of that. And we're not asking you to come in and believe in a God or, join a church. We're asking you to come in and join with other people who are experiencing some of the things that you've experienced, trying to create some fellowship and understanding that you're not alone in this, that you're not a defective person, that addiction was not an active choice for you, that over time it became something that you coped with. And we're going to try and help you learn how to cope without it.
Another component related to your holistic recovery is wellness. What do you need to do to meet your nutritional needs? What are some things that you could do to help with your physical wellness as far as exercising? Oftentimes things like yoga and meditation can be very helpful to incorporate too.
It's very overwhelming to think about all of those things at once, and that's why treatment is a process. And when you come in the door, we know you're not quite ready to address all of this at once. And your counselor, your case manager, whoever you're working with is going to help you decide when it's time to start addressing these issues in your treatment plan. So understand that it's a process, and we know that we're going to be here with you throughout all of it. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
And remember, as long as you're on Recovery Road, you're heading in the right direction.